The 2020 Lincoln Aviator Reserve. Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at Long MacArthur Lincoln in Salina, Kansas. In this video, we're going to go over all the standard as well as optional equipment that is available on the Reserve trim of the 2020 Lincoln Aviator. So if you haven't had a chance to watch any of our videos, we do a lot of these going over all the standard equipment first, talking about the different packages that are available, and then standalone options at the end. So they're very thorough videos, but a lot of people like them because if you're looking and researching what you want in a different type of vehicle, whether it be model, trim, they are very specific to that trim. So you have a good idea what's going to come standard, then what packages maybe you want on your vehicle when you go to that Lincoln dealership to get your vehicle, or even get it here from Long MacArthur, easily have it delivered straight to your door. So this is a great video. Check the description down below. I do have timestamps, so if you need to move around or review something else back again, you can do that by moving around in the video. And we're going to make this a little bit easy. We're going to go over all the standard equipment first with this blue Aviator, and then when we do, I'll talk about the 201A equipment group. We're going to bring in a red Aviator, and then when we get to that 202 equipment group, we're going to get to the white Aviator. So if you move around the video, you get a good idea where it's going to be on that video. So let's go ahead and get started on this. I'd like to talk about safety first, because if you're comparing this to any other luxury brands, you kind of know what Lincoln has to protect your family versus some of the other brands. So the first thing I want to talk about is the airbag system. So personal safety system that really protects the occupants inside all the way around the vehicle. And the first thing you're going to think about is going to have is sensors underneath those seats, so that way it knows how close the driver and front passenger are to the front of the vehicle, because it will deploy a different size airbag depends on how close you are for not only the driver but also the front passenger. Also knee airbag underneath that steering wheel, as well as one in the glove box for the front passenger. So if you have that front collision, it'll protect those knees from the dash up there. Also, you're going to have seatbelt pretensioners as well to help protect for those collisions. You're going to have all those, of course, these sensors to let you know if your seatbelt is on or not. So you're going to have all that protection. Side impact airbag as well for the driver and front passenger to deploy from the side of those seats to protect you from those side collisions. Also, the safety canopy airbag that deploys down from the roof line to protect everyone from any kind of rollover situation. Now, this does have advanced track with roll stability control. It'll help you keep you on your intended path, so you hopefully don't have that rollover situation. So you are going to, if it's slick driving or going to curve a little too fast, it'll help use brakes around the vehicle to help keep you on that intended path and going around that curve safely without any kind of rollover situation. Now, this does have SOS post-crash alert system, so if you do get in an accident, you're off the road, it'll honk the horns and flash the lights so other people know they need to come to your safety, as well as it has 911 assist. So if you're doing an accident, you have your Bluetooth enabled phone connected to the vehicle, you can call 911 directly instead of relying on those third-party providers like OnStar or something like that. So some great ways to really protect you completely around the vehicle. Let's talk about some ways to protect the kids back here as well. You do have the child safety locks. Most vehicles have this anymore. I do like to kind of cover it anyway, that you can help lock those rear seat and the rear doors out so that way they can't open them when you're going down the road, as well as the latch system that lower anchors and tethers for children allows you to put those car seats securely back into the back of those seats. Again, that's another feature that most vehicles should have anymore, but just kind of something I cover in all my videos. I also want to talk about the standard equipment on this as part of the Copilot 360 is going to be the pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking. So it does have front sensing system, so it alerts you know if you're coming up on somebody and they're stopped or going much slower than you, and if you don't hit your brakes, you're going to hit them. It lets you know that with a series of lights and a message on the dash there, and letting you know that, and just some tones so that you need to stop. And if you don't stop, it will go ahead and initiate the automatic emergency braking, so it'll stop you in time. So there's some other features we're going to talk about that are some kind of safety features that we'll cover as we go around the vehicle, but we'll cover some of those when we get to that point of it. These are some of the major safety features that I want to cover in this section. Now, as we move to the front, I do want to talk about the engine that's on this, the standard engine. But first, I want to show you a feature that's I think is a kind of a cool little feature that allows you to pop this hood, and a little bit easier, because a lot of times when you're popping the hood, you're looking underneath for the latch and everything. You don't have to worry about that on the Aviator. So we'll just open this up, just pull the latch down here twice. So you pull it once, and then pull it again, and you'll see it kind of bumped up right there. That just allows you to be able to just come up then and just pull the hood up. So there's no latch to worry about trying to find or anything to get to the engine. So a great engine. It is a twin turbocharged 3.0 liter V6 engine, only engine available in the Aviator, delivers 400 horsepower, 415 pound-feet of torque. So it does that with a 10-speed automatic transmission with select shift. Select shift means you can shift it like a manual transmission, shifting it up and down with the paddle shifters. Also comes with the auto start stop technology here. So great performance. Now all your rear wheel drives will come with 4-wheel independent suspension, giving you a great ride. And all your all-wheel drives and vehicles with 22-inch wheels, and we'll talk about options in just a little bit, they're going to also get the adaptive suspension. So it's going to be even a little bit better suspension, adapting to the road conditions and imperfections in the road. So great ride on both of those suspensions. Also, you're going to have drive modes. Even the rear wheel drive will have drive modes for conserve, a normal, slippery. You do have even an excite mode. And then when you go to the all-wheel drive, you'll also get the deep condition mode too, allow you to do some serious off-roading if you want to in snow and that kind of thing as well. So great system and how that all works together there. Now let's talk about the lane keeping system. Lane keeping system is standard equipment as part of that Copilot 360, and it's going to help you keep you in your lane. So it does have 3 features that go along with that. One of them is your driver alert. That's going to alert you if you take your hands off the steering wheel, you're not paying attention. Also, you do have your lane keeping aid system and alert system. An alert system means when you leave your lane, it's going to vibrate the steering and let you know you've left your lane. And the aid system will help keep you in your lane. So instead of just vibrating the steering wheel, when you get to those lines, it's going to use torque vectoring to bring you back into your lane. So great system that you have to activate and deactivate and will work with your cruise or without your cruise control. So I love the lane keeping system and how that works. Also, front sensing system up here, as well as the backup sensors, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. So if you're coming into those driveways, parking spaces, it alerts you and lets you know that you're getting too close to something up there. Let's talk about these headlights for a second. All LEDs around the vehicle. So you have your LED low beams. They're automatic feature, which means they're going to come on automatically when it gets dark, turn off when it gets light. You're going to also have the LED turn signal indicators, and you're going to have the LED signature lighting that lights up underneath there. So I love how that works with the Lincoln Embrace. Lincoln Embrace is a feature when you walk up to the vehicle, it really embraces you to your Lincoln vehicle using a series of LED lights around the vehicle as well as inside the vehicle. One of them is the signature lighting that's going to light up and fade up on the front. You're going to also have LED backlighting in those door handles, the welcome mat down on the floor on the ground beside the vehicle with the Lincoln Star in the middle. Ambient lighting that lights up inside, even the LED tail lights in the back. So it really welcomes you to the vehicle. So you're going to have those as signature lighting is going to be a great benefit to that as well. And signature lighting will be configured as your daytime running lights. So they'll come on, they'll stay on for you as well. You also have LED high beams. High beams are part of the Copilot 360 feature that's standard equipment. So just like your low beams, so when it gets dark out, you're on that light and you have the auto high beams activated, the auto high beams will come on. If someone approaches you or in the city lights, they'll turn off. So some people really love that feature, so you can deactivate and deactivate that. Also, LED fog lights are going to be also standard equipment on your reserve models. So again, all LEDs around there to really light everything up for you. Also, you're going to have the nice chrome grille up here, so Lincoln Star repeating with the chrome surround, and you do have the nice chrome Lincoln emblem up there. 360-degree camera, so there'll be a camera under that front emblem as well as on the side mirrors and on the back, so that way you can see all the way around the vehicle. That's standard equipment on all your reserves. So a split screen view, you can see all the way around your vehicle on one side, and then on the other side of that screen is going to be your front or backup camera. You can hit the little camera button there on the screen and it'll give you the full front or backup camera as well, so you're not just dedicated to that 360 view there. So great look and the design up here, nice chrome accent down there. Active grille shutters as well. They're going to open those shutters and shut them depending on your speed. So you're on the highway, shuts up those grille shutters, give you a little more aerodynamics. When you're going slower in the city, it's going to open them up, allow for more airflow for this EcoBoost engine to be able to perform a little bit better. So actually not EcoBoost, the twin turbocharged engine that Lincoln has on this. Also up here you do have the Vizio wipers. That is a new feature for the Lincoln lineup. That allows you, if you need to turn the washers on, instead of the washers being down here and spraying up onto the windshield, they're actually in the wipers themselves. So you have an individual water line going to each one of those wiper blades, and it's going to go ahead and have those it just goes right in front of the wiper blade, so it's going to push it right in front of where you're going to wipe, so you don't waste a lot of water and it doesn't go up onto your moonroof and up over your vehicle and everything. So Vizio wipers, standard equipment, as well as rain sensing wipers. So they're going to be able to be activated. You turn that on, then when you have one of your wipers on the intermittent settings, when it starts to rain, it's going to automatically turn the wipers on. Rains a little harder, it's going to wipe even faster. You don't have to adjust it as long as you have one of those intermittent settings. Acoustic laminated glass as well on the windshield, as well as the side windows, not only the driver's but also the second row, makes it much quieter inside, which is why Lincoln is really embracing this quiet flight as their theme for their Lincoln vehicles, because it's going to have a great drive. It's based off the airplane design. You'll see that when we get to the inside, but also making it quiet inside so you can have a conversation even for those in the third row seat back there. So to move around to the side, let's talk about the standard wheel. Now this wheel is standard on your 200 or 201A equipment groups. It is a 20-inch ultra bright machine face aluminum wheel with your ebony painted pockets. So a beautiful wheel that is going to be standard equipment. We'll talk about optional wheels. We kind of poked at a little bit earlier when we talked about the 22-inch wheels with that adaptive suspension. So you will have some options for some other wheels, especially with your all-wheel drive versions there. You do have the nice nameplate here on the side. We did see that with the Continental, Navigator, some of those other vehicles, and now of course the Aviator 2, and nice chrome lettering with the chrome accent underneath there. And then also your mirrors does have a high gloss black mirror face up here. It kind of blends with the pillars up here. We'll talk about that in a second. Body colored underneath there, and turn signal indicator going through there as well. That's LED for you. Power heated glass as well. It does have also the auto dimming driver's side view mirror, so as cars will pass you with those bright lights, it's going to dim that driver's side mirror for you. And this does have your BLIS system, that blind spot information system with cross traffic alert. The way that works is if there's someone in your blind spot, it's going to put a light in the corner of that mirror, unless you know it's not safe to go in that lane at that time. Also, as you're backing up, if someone's going to cross your path behind you, it's going to put a light in the side of that mirror, the side they're coming from, puts a message on the dash showing if they're coming from the left or the right, in a series of tones that it's not safe to back up. So love the BLIS and cross traffic alert. You also notice the mirror is folded in. It does have the auto fold mirrors on your reserve models, so pretty easy to use. It's going to, when you lock the vehicle up, it'll fold those mirrors into place. And let's go ahead and talk about that. Intelligent access with push button start, which means you don't have to get the keys out of your pocket. You just walk up and you don't put your hands just in the door handle. There is a little lever in there. This is exactly like the Continental has on theirs. So when you press that lever, it's going to unlock it and it's going to pop the door and release it for you, so then you don't have to open it. So real nice and easy to be able to get into. It does have the keypad here on the pillar, so if you want to be able to leave the keys inside or access the vehicle without the keys, you can set your own special code and get in and out of the vehicle. Of course, then when you do shut the door, that mirror is going to fold out into place and have it ready to go for you. When you are ready to get out of the vehicle and lock it, you just press the red lock button there, and it's going to lock the vehicle up and auto fold that mirror back into place. So real nice. Don't have to get the keys out of your pocket. But if you want to, let me show you the remote here for you. It does have a keyless entry remote with remote start. So remote start's going to be on there, your unlock and lock button as well. Power lift gate if you want to use it for that. And then if for some reason the vehicle is dead, you need to pop the hood. Since it does have the intelligent access, you will have to take the key. You just push the button under here, take the key out from the remote, and then use this square hole right here, and that's where you put that key in to release the door so you can get in, pop the hood, and go ahead and get the vehicle jumped. So in case that might happen, that's how you would go ahead and access that. That feature for you. So it does have a way to get in their fail-safe system for you. So there's also a lever on the inside too, if the battery's dead and you want to get out, for you to be able to do the same thing. So beautiful design here. I love this. It does have the high gloss black finish on these pillars here all across here, giving that floating roofline design that Lincoln's wanted to go with. And a nice chrome accent on the lower belt line. It's a little bit thicker than that goes up over the windows there. And then body colored door handles, chrome accent there. Right above that molding on the bottom that sits on there on the lower cladding, that's really to protect it from any kind of rocks and such. That's why you see that on the wheels, around the wheels as well, to kind of protect them from any kind of rocks that you might get on the vehicle, especially if you live on those dirt roads. So real nice look here. Privacy glass in these back windows and back glass just keeps it a little bit cooler for those inside. Also gives them some privacy too, and just a real great look to it as well with that black tint there. And then it does have the easy fuel capless filler door. Real easy, you don't have a cap to worry about leaving, getting your hands dirty or anything like that. You just put the nozzle in there and fill it up. When you're done, you just take it out and you shut it. You don't have to worry about anybody getting in there. I've had some people comment about that. It does have a double door system there. So the nozzle has to be perfect size for that, which is the exact size you get at the fuel pumps. Even if you have a can that you want to try to put in there, it will not fit. They're actually a little bit smaller. And so you would actually have to use the funnel that's provided with the vehicle to be able to go ahead and fill it up if you run out of gas that way. So great look, great design here on the side of it. Let's continue to the back. Now as I move to the back here, you're going to have a body colored rear spoiler here on the top with a high gloss black finish underneath, center high mounted stoplight up here, and your rear wiper will come down from that spoiler up here. So I'm glad they went to that instead of having it placed here in the back glass. Rear defrost back here as well, and then you have your Lincoln chrome lettering on the back of the liftgate. LED tail lights as well as LED backup lights for you. So again, all LEDs throughout the vehicle. Nice chrome accent here above or right below those tail lights. Rear view camera does have a washer back here along with the front one. I didn't mention that earlier. Keep that free from any kind of dirt or anything that might collect back there. It does have the chrome accent here just below on the middle part of the bumper with the reflectors, and then the molded in black back here that protects it from any kind of rocks that might get kicked up with your reverse sensing across there as well down there. Now if this does have, we'll talk about optional equipment a little bit, but that will have a tow package possibly as optional equipment for you, but you can still use the power liftgate using the remote. You can also use the button under here, and you can use your foot. So foot activated, so you just give it a kick under here, and hands-free foot activated. Let me go ahead, and I think it wasn't locked, there we go. And then go ahead and use your foot, and then it'll open up for you. So just get your foot under there. It's a straight kick in the middle. If there's a hitch, just go left to the right of that hitch if you have that as optional equipment. Now in here, it does have the floor mats. It's standard equipment. We always put them back here. They'll go in the footwells in the front seat as well as the footwells in the second row seat for you. Now in here, don't forget, it does have a rear independent suspension. You're going to have a great ride, but a little more room for those in the third row seat. And I like the flat load level in here. They give you a little compartment to go over the rear cargo area instead of like an Explorer where it kind of went down in. You don't have that with this flat load level in here, and then you can flip this open and then get access. So this door can come off if you want to, if you just want it open. Having that in the flat load level kind of is a nice feature to have, as well as putting belongings down here and having that cover so people can't see the different belongings you have in there. It comes in real handy as well. And then you'll see a handle inside here for that, and that's where you fold that up, and that's where you're going to get access to the spare tire in there, so you can have that spare when you need it. Even on the hybrid models, again, this video isn't toward that we're not going to talk about the Grand Touring much, but even on those you'll have a spare tire. Most of your hybrids you do not get that, so you just put that back in there and put it back into place for you, and then it'll go ahead and stay right there. And then also in there, being able to store things in there is nice and handy, as I mentioned already. Little hooks over here on both sides, as well as these little hooks that kind of flip down, allow you to put a rear cargo net in there if you order that as optional equipment or accessories, which we'll talk a little more about later. There is a power point back here too, so you can power different devices. If you're out camping or something like that, you can do that as well. And then the third row seats. Let's talk about that. The headrests are down. We're going to flip those up. They'll manually, you'll have to pull them back up. Manually, they will not come up, and these little straps down here will lower just the headrest down. So if you're sitting there, you want the headrest down, you're just going to flip the headrest and they're going to go down. But I want to leave them up for a demonstration here because third row seat is power fold, so it does seat 2 back here in the third row, so you can go left, right, or both. We're going to hit both of those so you can see that. When you do hit that, it's going to go ahead and flip the headrest down first and then lower the backrest down flat to give you a flat load level in there. So that's great convenient to have. As you can tell, there is a latch system for the third row seat as well. I earlier mentioned just the second row. You will have that with that. So we'll go ahead and hit this button again, and it'll bring it back up into position. So again, great convenience for you, and then manually putting those headrests back into position if you want those up for you. Sometimes most people will leave them down so they can see over the third row seat a little bit easier, and then just flip them up when kids want to sit in those seats right there. So I love that. Also, lastly, before we move inside, I'll talk about the cargo, the lift gate here itself. It can be adjusted to what height it stops when it opens up. You can, if you're a little bit shorter and you want to be able to use these buttons, you can move it down, press and hold, and it'll hold it to that. It'll go up to that position and stop instead of going all the way up. Now keep in mind, you can use your foot to close the lift gate as well as the remote to flip it, to close it as well. And unlike in these, you do have a lock button as well. And the convenience of that is normally you would shut your lift gate and then the vehicle wouldn't be locked and you have to use your remote to lock it. Now you can lock it from the inside and then you go ahead and shut it and it'll shut itself. So convenience on that is great, having to be able to do that, and then the adjustable lift gate as well to be able to do that. So as you can see now it locked it. You can see those mirrors folded in, means the vehicle is locked as well. Now as I talk about the interior, first thing I want to do is I want to give you a clip of the dash to start with, because this is beautiful in here just to sit and look at it. Quiet flight is their theme, and you can kind of see that with the way the interior just is flowing here across the dash, and it gives it like an airplane wing feel here, and you really get that across here as you look at some of the high gloss finish in between those vents throughout there, and then a nice wood trim back behind the dash, and kind of how it just splits that together and gives you that nice look there. Just love the design here, of course, on the dash. Now let's talk about the different color interiors that you have available for you. On the Reserve, you have 4 different color options for your interior. You have your ebony. Traditionally, you see that with a lot of your vehicles. You're going to have your ebony finish throughout it. So, you know, your dash and going across there, you're going to see when we showed that clip that you had some lighter tan and dark brown. The ebony, it's going to be all the same color there, even on your doors and your seats as well. When you go, and also the wood trim on that back behind that you can see go across the dash as well as on around your climate controls is going to be a Santos rosewood open pore wood trim for you. Now when you go to the option for the sandstone, this interior on this particular vehicle is that sandstone interior. You're going to see the dark and lighter tan combination, the two-tone there go into effect. So across the dash and the lower part of the front dash, you're going to see that dark brown. Also some areas, mostly on the doors, is going to be that dark brown. And then you're going to get that sandstone finish in your door inserts as well as across the dash, the middle of the airbag cover for your steering wheel, as well as your seats, and even some spots here on the console itself. So great look to it, some nice two-tone look. Also the wood trim on this is going to be the espresso ash swirl open pore wood finish. I love the open pore because you can really feel that wood grain in there, and it just gives it a better tactile experience here. You can also get a slate interior. That's your gray interior. So you have darker gray and lighter gray. So with this one, where that brown would be, the dark brown, you're going to have that darker gray interior, and then the sandstone finish would be your lighter gray interior. So that's how it's going to work with that one as well. And then the finish on the appliques across the dash and around your climate controls is going to be a linear brush aluminum trim. So if you're wanting a more of an aluminum trim, you don't like the wood trim, that would be the color interior you're going to want to go with, because it's going to have that. There is one other option where you can get the same trim appliques as well, and that's going to be that roast. So let's talk about that one. It's going to be kind of an ebony accents around there where you see the dark brown, so you're going to have a two-tone there, and then you're going to also have your darker brown finish for those, the trim as well as your seats there. And then for the finish on your appliques, you have 2 options. The standard equipment is going to be that Santos rosewood like you'd see on your ebony. So the ebony environment applique kind of go together there. And then you do have as optional equipment that linear brushed aluminum trim as well. So there's 2 different ways to get that aluminum trim, with the roast or with that slate interior. So those are 4 options for you. So hopefully you'll have something there that you'll really like and you can choose from for your Lincoln Aviator. Now let's talk about these seats for a second. They are premium leather, so you get upgraded when you go from the standard to the reserves, and you're going to have the perforations in those seats, so real nice look to those. You also get heated and ventilated front seats for the driver and front passenger, and you're going to also have a 10-way power adjustable seats here, so it'll control your seat cushion, your seat back, as well as your lumbar for the driver and front passenger. You also get driver memory for 3 different drivers that will control your mirror, your seat, and your steering wheel. So we'll talk more about that when we get to that part of the video. Talk about the second row back there. You're going to have the bucket seats back there. I believe those are heated seats for the second row seats. They're going to always be buckets for those. And then you do have the mini console right there as well in between those. Do have some controls for those seats. They will slide forward and back for that second row seat, and you do have a power tip and slide. So it's a button on top of that seat. Now just you press that button, it's going to power release it and let it slide forward keeping that seat in the same position. So you can put those car seats in there and you don't have to worry about they can still get into the back seat, and it'll tip and slide that seat, leaving the car seat positioned in there into that latch system. So that's a great system there. Behind the console, you're going to see a beautiful 5.8-inch LCD screen back here to control your climate control for those in the second row seat. Dual zone climate for the second row seat as well. So a quad zone system for the Aviator. So the driver and front passenger gets a dual zone climate, but so does the second row seat as well. So a quad zone, we haven't seen that in either of the Lincoln products. Now you have it on this particular vehicle, so you can control that behind that console right there. And then third row seats 2 back there, so you're going to be able to seat 6 in the reserve models. And we'll get into optional equipment. We'll look and see if the bench seat is going to be available as optional equipment when we get to the optional equipment features. So that's a configuration for the seats throughout the vehicle. Now let's talk about the door here. Power windows, locks, mirror switches, including auto one-touch for those windows. So it'll go down automatically for you, and then you can control your power mirror features within this as well. And driver memory is on the door over here. Now also, let's talk about the steering wheel. Leather wrap steering wheel here for you, and it does have a power tilt and telescoping, so that control is right here to the left. Back behind, it'll go electronically up and down, forward and back. And this does have easy entry and exit seat that's controlled with your driver memory. So when you get out of the vehicle and shut it off, the seat's going to go back, the steering wheel up out of place like it is right now with the vehicle turned off. And then when you turn that vehicle on, it's going to move the steering wheel and the seat and the mirrors to the position of the last driver. And if that wasn't you, you just hit your memorized button there, and it's going to adjust everything on the fly for you. So now look at the controls on the steering wheel itself. I love it. You can't see anything. You can't see any of the emblems or the words or what anything stands for the toggle switches. It does it a lot like what they've been doing for the climate control and now on the steering wheel, and I love that. It uses LED backlighting to light everything up, and only it lights it up if it's turned on. So when the cruise controls, like I was trying to read the words and I couldn't read them because the cruise control is turned off. Once you turn that cruise control on, you can see all the controls for your climate control, and the buttons are positioned right back behind those to be able to control those. So you can do that with your fingertips right here pretty easily. And then 2 toggle switches up here on the left and the right. You can control different things on your productivity screen, which I want to talk about next. 12.3-inch LCD productivity screen. We've been seeing this in the Nautilus and some of the other vehicles, the Navigator, and so just a very impactful screen there that you can see easily. What I really love is when you change from the different drive modes, it will change what that's going to look like. If you're in the normal and conserve mode, you're going to see one speedometer in the middle, but if you go to the excite mode, or if you're all-wheel drive and you go in those deep conditions, then it's going to give you a tachometer as well, so it'll give you a dual screen there. And you can leave it if you want some information like your trip and such like that. You can set it up that way, or you can set it in the calm mode, and that doesn't show a lot of features in there, and just more of a calming look to it for a calming drive as well. So I think you'll appreciate that too. There's a button up here on the steering wheel. I didn't overlook that. I want to talk about it now. That is where you would go ahead and hit that button there to control and speak to the Sync 3 system, being able to make and receive phone calls, control your navigation, some other features just by pressing the button. And I like where it's located right where your thumb would be, easy to get to right there. Push button start is positioned just to the left of your screen over here, so you can start your vehicle right there. And it does have the piano style keys here like we did see on the Navigator, and they brought it over to this. So you notice the park and the neutral are smooth, and then your reverse and drive have kind of a ridged feel to them. So you can easily be able to control it without looking at those just by being able to have that feel right there, and just a great look and definition there. We did see that on the Navigator. We were hoping they would bring it to the Aviator, and they have. For the climate controls, again, LED backlighting, so when you have the vehicle turned off, you can't see the words or the emblems. When you turn it on, it's going to light everything up so you can see those easily, and you don't have to worry about any words wearing off over time because they're not painted onto those buttons right there. So dual zone climate, again, we talked about for the driver and front passenger up here, and then your radio controls are right there as well. Easy to get to. Now let's talk about the screen up here. It's a 10.1-inch, I believe, screen for the Sync 3 system. So real nice, impactful look. I love the LCD screen. It just it's very, I know when I put it into the 360-degree camera, it's very dynamic and just very clear look to it, so a very impactful screen. And you're going to also get navigation as standard equipment on the Reserve, and you're going to be able to control your audio, your climate, navigation all through this. Touchscreen with the navigation, pinch to zoom, everything like that. Your backup camera is going to come into view there. Also have the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as well as standard equipment as part of the Sync 3. Just great look to it. And the audio system is a 14-speaker Revel audio sound system, so very good sound system. We'll show you some options later that you can get. You can upgrade more speakers as well to the premium Revel system and when we get to that. But a very good sound with 14 speakers, quite a few speakers, so it really starts off with a nice premium Revel audio sound system to start with. The rear view mirror up here is the edge-to-edge, a rear view mirror, so a real nice look to it. It does have auto dimming feature as well, so if those cars come up behind you with those bright lights, it will dim that rear view mirror up here. On the visor, you're going to have garage door openers for 3 different garage doors, so you can program transmitters, garage doors to those buttons, so you don't have to have that garage door opener clipped up here and it fall in your lap when that sun's in front of you. You need to flip that down. You can put the garage door opener away and just program these universal garage door opener for that. The overhead console, it does have a sunglass bin, so you just press that chrome button. You can flip down, put sunglasses in there, or any small item you want to stow away up there. And then you do have controls up here for your lights. I love how it lights up blue when the vehicle is turned on and you don't have the lights on, so you can see that easily and be able to turn those interior lights on there. So just a great look there as well. And then let's see what else. There's a lot of other features. Let's talk about the console now. These doors slide open like we did see with the Continental, so you can slide the left side and you have an open compartment. You can notice the Lincoln Star is repeating there. You do have a USB port in there as well as a USB Type-C to be able to charge different devices that way. In here, and you can big enough area, maybe put cell phone in there, whatever you might want there. And then the right side slides open for your cup holders, and there is a little compartment up there for maybe coins or something like that. And again, it does have a little finish, a grip underneath at the bottom of that as well as your cup holders. Ambient lighting that lights up your cup holders, footwells, and your door handles, so you can see those easily. When you have the doors open, it's going to light up red. Otherwise, it's going to light up to the different colors that you have as options in your screen. Also, you do have your drive mode switches right here as well, so you can control that easily right at your fingertips. And it does have your park button right there too, easy to get to right there. Now, also I want to talk about the personal profiles. So that's something I don't want to overlook. I almost did forget about it. Personal profiles allow you to set up some profiles for each driver. And you do use these driver memory to control those, but you set it up in your screen. So not only is it going to control your mirrors, your seat, and your steering wheel, but also your audio controls, your climate control preferences for that driver, and even the driver assist features, which I think is probably the biggest one. If you have someone that likes to have the auto high beams activated and maybe some driver alert deactivated, then and the other person gets in the drive and they want it a different way, then you can set up your own personal profile, so you don't have to adjust those when you get in and start the vehicle. It knows by your key fob and by hitting your driver settings there, it knows what to adjust all those features for. So personal profiles, great addition for the Lincoln. I think Navigator was the first vehicle they had the profiles in, and they're rolling it out through all their models. It's included in the Aviator as well. Talk about the console itself. Nice wide console. You open that up, you can see there's a tray in there for smaller items, also a deeper well to put bigger items in there. There's a PowerPoint in there as well, and so some great features in there. We'll talk about some different optional equipment that's going to be included into this console here in just a little bit when we get to some other features. So throughout the vehicle, I think I covered everything. Lincoln Connect, standard equipment as well. So Lincoln Connect allows you to stay connected to your vehicle using the Lincoln Way app. So it's a free app you download, and then that way you can go ahead and be able to set up, remote start from anywhere, unlock and lock your vehicle. You can schedule remote start times. You can find your vehicle, do service through there, and that's where your Lincoln Rewards points are going to be calculated in the app. So you can go ahead and schedule services through the app and see what kind of rewards you have. When you buy every Lincoln vehicle from here on out, you're going to get Lincoln Rewards points, and with that you're going to be able to get free oil changes and different other features that you can spend, getting other accessories for your vehicle and that kind of thing. So kind of like rewards points like you would see at Starbucks or some of those other places for your Lincoln vehicle as well. So, and then also the enhanced the enhanced security package is also standard equipment on your Reserve. That allows you to be able to have a lockable compartment. You can have a valet key mode, you know, those lockable storages, and you have the parameter sensing as well, the inclination, so if somebody tries to get in the vehicle, it's going to set that alarm off. So that's also included as standard equipment on all your Reserves. So we did bring in our red carpet tinted metallic Aviator. So we are moving on to the 201A equipment group. Now that blue one didn't have the 201A equipment group, so I did include and talk a couple things probably mentioned as part of that. So this package does upgrade, gives you some things that are a couple packages that are included with this 201A equipment group that are standalone options on the 200A, and we'll get into optional equipment in just a little bit. But I want to cover this 201A package. We're calling it the Reserve 1 package. So this includes one of the first packages I'm going to talk about is the Elements Package Plus is what they're calling it. And that's going to upgrade and give you some heated features in the vehicle as well as on the outside of the vehicle. So first off, I did mention earlier that the front seats, I think I might have mentioned heated and ventilated. They're just heated for the first as well as the second row seats on the 200A. Nothing wrong with that, but when you go to the 201A equipment group, you get heated and ventilated for the driver, front passenger, and second row seats. And we haven't seen that ventilated second row seats in too many vehicles in the Lincoln lineup. We did see it with the MKT when you go to the Reserve with that Elite package. Now for the Aviator is going to have that as well as part of this 201A equipment group. I think, and even the Continental, I think you had to get the rear seat amenities package to get the cooled seats for the back seats. Aviator is going to be part of this package, as well as the heated steering wheel. So you can heat up that steering wheel. The seats as well as the steering wheel will be included with any remote settings you might have. So when you have in the auto setting, it's going to go ahead and turn the heated steering wheel on as well. Love that feature. Comes in real handy in the wintertime. As well as now the heated Visio Blade wipers. So we did have the Visio Blade wipers standard equipment on 200A. Now they're heated. So a little bit different than the windshield wiper de-icers that we've been seeing. It's actually going to heat those wipers up, so that way none of the water that gets melted on the windshield is going to freeze up those wipers. They're going to be heated, so they'll be functional when you're in those cold weather situations. So this package is included in 201A, plus another one we're going to talk about next. Another package that's going to be included in that 201A equipment group is your Copilot 360 Assist Plus. Now this package includes a lot of great safety features and convenience features, and one of them is your new Active Park Assist Plus system. So this system is going to be a lot easier. It's a really upgraded new generation for your park assist. Not only it's going to take care of parallel parking, but reverse perpendicular park and park out. And now instead of just controlling the steering, the system will control the steering, the shifting, as well as the brake and the gas. So it controls everything. All you have to do is press and hold the button, and it's going to go ahead and do everything for you. So if you haven't had a chance, I haven't done a video on the Aviator yet with this system, but I have on the Explorer. It has the same system on the Ford Explorer, so I'll try to link down in the description the video link for that, so you can check that out outside as well as an inside perspective on how that system works flawlessly. I think you'll really like it. Also, this does have the new the adaptive cruise control with traffic jam assist. So that means it's going to give you not only the adaptive cruise control with stop and go. So if you don't know what adaptive cruise is, that's where you're going to have that cruise set. You can set your gap. So if you come up behind someone, you're going to slow down to go their speed. So that way you don't rear end them. You don't have to use your brakes so much. And it'll even bring you to a complete stop and get you going again when you pass them or they speed back up, or if you're in that traffic jam type situation. Also, you're going to get traffic sign recognition with this system now, which is pretty new for the 2020s. So a great system. So what's great about it is that when you have your cruise set, and it'll show you those speed signs, and you can adapt your cruise control based on the tolerance that you want for your speed limit. So if the speed limit is 70, I want to go 5 over, 75, you can set it to tolerance plus 5, and when that speed limit sign changes, your speed will change along with it. So it adapts that cruise for those signs for you as well. So love that. Also, it's going to get lane centering. So a little different than the lane keeping system, which keeps you in your lane and works without your cruise control. This will be activated when you have your cruise set, and it actually keeps you in the center of your lane. So no longer having to worry about going to those lines, but keep you in the center of your lane. So great system. Also, you're going to get evasive steering assist with this package, so that'll help you. So if you're in that situation where stopping is you're not going to be able to stop in time, a car darts out maybe into your lane and you need to steer away to avoid that accident, It's not going to do the steering for you or turn for you. It's going to assist to make it easier to turn away, so that it makes it a little bit more convenient to be able to keep from having that accident. Now, that is also a feature you can activate and deactivate along with all these other features in this package. So keep that in mind if that's something you don't quite know if you want to trust quite yet. You can deactivate that. Also, the reverse brake assist. So that's a great feature, a lot like your forward collision. When you're backing up, it's going to sense and let you know there's someone behind you, but if you don't hit your brakes and you're going to hit that, maybe it's a bicycle or maybe even a person back there behind you, it'll go ahead and give you that brake support to stop the vehicle in that case of that. So great package that's going to be included within this. Another one standalone option that's also going to be included with this package is going to be a standalone option on your 200A, and that's your panoramic vista roof with the power sunshade. So we've seen that on several of the vehicles. It'll be included from the 201A as well as the 202A and give you the power glass, or the power sunshade I'd say, with the power moonroof that opens up too. And this will also give you the global open and close for the windows. So this package will be included with that. So what's great about it is you can have, if you have your vehicle unlocked, or you can hit the unlock once and then hit it a second time, and it'll go ahead and roll the windows down. So that way it kind of cools off the inside of it. So you'll notice it rolls down the front as well as the back windows. So that way, if you're coming up on it, maybe you're talking or something, and it's going to be hot inside the vehicle, you can go ahead and roll those windows down, get some of that hot air out before you actually enter into the vehicle. So also something that's going to be standard equipment for you on your Lincoln Aviator. So great package, a great equipment group, the 201A equipment group. But now I'm going to bring in a white vehicle that has a 202A equipment group and go over some of the things that are standard on it. So now we have our white Aviator in here, so we are going to start talking about that 202A equipment group. Lincoln is calling it the Reserve 2 package, and it's going to include some features that aren't available on the 200 or 201A, as well as a couple packages or standalone options on those. Now, one thing to keep in mind on the 202A equipment group is only available with your all-wheel drive. So it does require to have all-wheel drive, so you will have that adaptive suspension. Also, we'll have the standard wheel will be this 22-inch Bright Machine painted aluminum wheel with the ebony or the magnetic painted pockets there. So the only way you can get this wheel is with the 202A equipment group. So keep that in mind as well. If you're wanting the 22s, of course, all-wheel drive will be optional on the 200 or 201A, but will not have these wheels. So just keep that in mind. So you will have that adaptive suspension on all of your 202A equipment groups. Now, there are a couple packages that are available on the 200 and 201A. I want to talk about that are standalone options that are included with this, and the first one I want to talk about is your luxury package. So your luxury package standard equipment on the 202A equipment group is going to give you some great interior features, and the first one is going to be that 30-way perfect position seat. So I love that seating configuration. It will have the power individual thigh extenders, a left and a right. Also the power headrest. It's also going to have I love the shoulder blade. I call it the shoulder blade adjustment because it's going to take that top part of that seat and allow it to go forward and back as well. And I like that because I kind of like to lean a little bit, but I like the upper part of my shoulders to be positioned forward. So I like that position as well. And you're going to have the active motion, which means the massaging seat features for you. And this is for the driver and front passenger. So 30-way perfect position seat is going to be included in the luxury package. Also, you're going to get the Revel Ultimate 3D audio sound system, new audio sound system for the Lincoln lineup. 28 speakers. Yes, you heard it right. 28 speakers with this vehicle. So complete sound surround technology. So you're going to have that Quantum Logic 3D surround sound technologies to give you a great audio sound, just like being there, and it's just going to surround the entire vehicle. So you're going to love that. Also, rear sunshade. We did see that in the MKT, previous MKT, as well as available in that rear amenities package for the Continental. Now is going to be part of this package, the 202A equipment group, as well as the luxury package. Rear sunshade, you can bring those on these rear doors back here. You can pull those up so the kids, if there's sun's coming in, you will have the privacy glass, but the sunshades will help block out any kind of sun, especially if you have kids back there sleeping. Like infants, you don't want them to wake up on that road trip, go ahead and put the sunshade up, and that will help keep them asleep, hopefully blocking out any of that sun coming through. So good. Luxury package, it's going to be a standalone option on the 201A, as we'll talk about that in a little bit, but is included within this package. Now, another package I want to talk about that's going to be standard equipment on the 202A equipment group and available on some other equipment groups, we'll talk about that in just a little bit, is your Class 4 trailer tow package. So this package is going to include, of course, your Class 4 trailer tow hitch and the wiring to go along with that, your 4-pin as well as 7-pin wiring. A real nice cover that's going to go over just like you're seeing with this here that protects it, so the way it looks real luxurious when you're not using the hitch, and then you can take it off. Also, it's going to come with trailer sway control. And it's going to come with your smart trailer tow. That just allows you to be able to connect different trailers up, and you can set that up so your system knows the different trailers in there. Also, it's going to come with a 250 amp alternator as well. So it's going to upgrade that alternator for you. Since you're going to have wiring and such plugged in, they want to make sure you're good to go with a good alternator. So you'll upgrade it with that alternator as well. And you're going to also, not only, you have the Bliss with cross traffic alert that's going to go ahead and monitor the blind spot of your vehicle, but when you have that trailer connected, it'll also monitor the blind spot of your trailer. You just have to activate that in your settings screen, and it's going to go ahead and let you know about the blind spot there as well. So that comes in real handy when you're towing. So it's really hard to tell the distance when you're towing a vehicle, and that'll let you know that it's not safe for you to go ahead and move over to the left or right lane because there's someone in your blind spot. So this is a great package for you. Again, standard equipment on the 202A equipment group. Now, here's one package that is not available at all on the 200 or 201A equipment group, only available in your Reserve 2, and that's your illumination package. So the illumination package is going to give you those adaptive pixel LED headlights. So much brighter headlights. And what's great about it is to give you some great features like the dynamic bending lights there. So it's going to light up your intended path and even go around those corners for you and lighting that up. It's also going to have the speed dependent lighting. What's great about that is if you're going a little bit faster, you're on the highway, it's going to light out more further in front of you using all those LEDs and all the pixels. And then when you're going slower, it's going to bring that light in a little bit closer. Doesn't blind the people, in the city streets and such, and it kind of adapts that for you as well. So speed dependent lighting, of course. Wiper activated lighting has always been standard equipment on all your Lincolns, but it's also been included within that. Also, your signature lighting, your LEDs. So now when you approach the vehicle with the Lincoln Embrace, that light is going to fade up for you. So real nice how it fades up around there instead of just turning on like it does with the 200 and 201A equipment group. So that's going to be a great feature. Also, you're going to get the Lincoln Star is going to light up as well. So very impactful lighting setup for that. So when you again approach with the Lincoln Embrace, it's going to use the fade up underneath the headlights as well as the Lincoln Star is going to glow there for you. Again, only available in the 202A equipment group. So next what I want to do is talk about those packages we've already talked about. They're included in the 201A and 202A. We're going to talk about those packages and how they're going to be available for you in the other different equipment groups. So first let's talk about the 200A. So 200A has two packages that are available as options that you can get that are going to be not included in the 200A but are available for you. One of them is that Elements Plus package. So the one that gets you the heated and ventilated seats for the driver, front passenger, and second row, heated steering wheel, the heated Vizio wiper blades. That is going to be available as optional equipment for you on the 200A. Also, your Class 4 trailer tow package gets you the hitch, the wiring, the blind spot monitoring system for your trailer, the upgraded alternator. All those features as part of that package are also available on the 200A as well. So both of those packages are available as optional equipment for your 200A. So let's talk about the packages that are available on your 201A equipment group. Of course, it's already going to include that Elements Plus package we just talked about that was optional on the 200A. But you're going to also have as available option equipment for you is that Class 4 trailer tow package. Of course, this is going to be optional equipment for you just like in the 200A. It is going to be included in the 202A equipment group. Also, that luxury package that is standard equipment on the 202A is available as optional equipment on the 201A only, so not available with the 200A. Now, don't forget that's going to give you the perfect position seat, the 30-way with the multi-contoured with the active motion, the massaging seat features, get you the rear sunshade, and that Revel Ultima 3D audio sound system. So these two packages are available as optional equipment on your 201A equipment group. So now let's talk about some packages that are available as optional equipment for your 202A equipment group, not available on the 200 or 201A equipment group. And the first one to talk about, the most popular, is your convenience package. So this is a great feature. This is going to give you your heads-up display. So it's really cool feature. It's kind of right there. It casts onto your windshield, and you can move that up and down, left and right. You can even shift it diagonal if you want to, kind of move it and get it just right. And it's going to show you your speed that you're going, also show you all your navigation features on there, and even show you your fuel economy and if you're getting low on fuel. So that way you can see it pop up with that amber light there on your windshield. So heads-up display, really cool feature to order on this particular vehicle, part of that package. Also, you're going to get the soft closure for your doors. So now let's say if you open this door, you don't get it shut all the way, it's going to go ahead and grab it, and it's going to secure it and bring it in towards the door, like you did see on the Continental on their Reserve package. Also inside, the wireless charging pad. Wireless charging pad, part of the convenience package. It's going to go in that console towards the left side over there. Hopefully you get a good image of that. It kind of holds that phone into position there, so all your phones that have wireless charging, most of your Android phones anymore, as well as some of your newer iPhones, I think 8 and above, are going to have the wireless charging. So you plug that in there, you can just put that in position, and it's going to charge your phone while you're driving. So great feature. When you have your phone Bluetooth, you can still make and receive phone calls using it that way, and even play music through your phone. So some of the great features of that, and charging your phone while you're driving. Also, late availability. You're not sure if this vehicle has it on it, because you do have to connect your phone to using the modem, and you don't do that until you purchase a vehicle, and that's phone as a key. So no longer do you have to have the key on you. You can go ahead and set up through the Lincoln Way app, connect your vehicle using the modem for your phone. So when you walk up, even just with your phone, you're going to be able to get in the vehicle like a key and start your vehicle up, not having to use your key whatsoever. So we always have our phones on us, almost always charged up, and with the wireless charging pad, you're going to make sure of that. So a great way to use phone as a key. Again, it's late availability. Not sure if it's even available on this vehicle until the owner connects their vehicle up, but that's going to be another great feature as part of this convenience package. Now here's the last package that is available, only available on the 202A equipment group, and that's your dynamic handling package. So it's going to come with 3 great features. First one is your adaptive steering. So it's going to be able to help you adapt your steering, especially in this parking lots, make it a little bit easier to turn that steering wheel. On the highway, stiffen it up, so be able to adapt that steering for the different drive modes that you have as well. So give you more dynamic steering feel in different situations like that Excite, but in the normal mode, it might be more conservative. So you're going to have that adaptive steering there. You're going to also have the adaptive suspension now with road preview, which means it's going to preview the road ahead of you, and it's going to go ahead and be ready for that pothole you're about ready to approach before you get to it. So a little bit better than the adaptive suspension you're going to get with your all-wheel drives as part of this package. And then the Air Glide suspension system, now with the lower entry level for you. So it's going to adapt that suspension up and down. We did have one that was here with that system. Hopefully I get some clips from that video to show you, because this one doesn't have that package on it, but it will lower the suspension down, make it a little bit easier to get in and out of the vehicle, and then raise it up when you're ready to go, and even have to where the back will come down just a little bit, allowing for a little bit better aerodynamics on the highway. And then when you're ready to go in that off-road mode with your all-wheel drive, you can bring that suspension up as well, giving you a little more clearance. So that Air Glide suspension, adaptive suspension, is going to be part of this dynamic handling package. So let's go ahead and talk about some standalone options now. These are all you would order from the factory, and it would be put on the vehicle for you. First one to talk about is your front license plate bracket. Now, if you live in a state that requires a front tag, it's going to be standard equipment. If you do live in a state like Kansas that doesn't require a front tag, it will be optional equipment, standalone option on all of your equipment groups, 200, 201A, and 202A. No charge option though for you, and the dealership will put it on free of charge as well. Also, the engine block heater. So if you're in one of those cold weather states and leave the vehicle outside, engine block heater is going to be available on any of your equipment groups. I think it's about a $100 charge for that, and they'll put it on at the factory for you, so that way you can plug that in, keeping it warm during the winter time and night. So that come in real handy. Let's talk about the seating configuration. Standard equipment is the bucket seats with the mini console. You can get as optional equipment on any of your equipment groups the bucket or the bench seat. Sorry, the 35, 30, 35 bench seat in there. So of course you wouldn't get the mini console, but you would have that middle seat in there, giving you 7 occupants that can sit on in the vehicle, other than just 6 from the standard equipment. So that's available for you as optional equipment on, again, all your equipment groups. Now, another thing you can get for, if you have the bucket seats, is you can get the full console. And full console is available and the 201 and 202A equipment groups are not available with the 200A because it does give you the controls for the panoramic Vista roof as well on the center console and 2 standard USB ports. So that's why it's only available on those 2 equipment groups. So that's available for you as well back there. And the third thing, or the 5th option I should say, that is available for you, only available on the 202A equipment group, and you would probably want to get this from the factory anyway, is the Lincoln Play. That's that rear seat entertainment with the nice big screen on those headrests. So it's going to go up there and make it handle a lot. You can do all kinds of different video formats on there. You can even plug in thumb drives with video on it. You can even plug in gaming systems. So much more, so many things you can do with that. Even set up some systems through different accounts that you might have, like Swing or Slingshot, I should say, and some of those others that you can use, some online streaming videos that you can use with it as well. So those are the options you would order from the factory. But let's talk about some different maybe accessories you might order, whether you could get those from the factory or you could get them from your local Lincoln dealer. Now let's talk about some accessories. You can order these from the factory if you want to, and they'll be shipped to the dealership ahead of time, or you can just get it from your Lincoln dealer after you get your vehicle. First one to talk about is your all-weather mats. So you're going to get those carpeted mats we talked about. You can also get the all-weather mats. They go on the footwells in the front seat as well as the footwells in the second row seats, being able to keep those clean from any mud, rain, that kind of thing. Also for the rear cargo area, you can get a couple different things. You can get a cargo area protector. Usually would have that third row seat down, and it will protect the rear cargo area. Kind of really all-weather mats for your rear cargo area that will go in there and protect it from anything like that. Also, you can get a cargo area protector, or cover I should say. So it's going to go up there and cover back there so people can't see the different belongings you have in there. If you have some bigger things that go on the rear cargo area back there, that would be a great addition for you that you can order. Also, the locking lug kit. So you can get the locking lug nuts that go on these, especially a vehicle like this, which is a beautiful wheel. If you live maybe in an area you just not sure about, you want those locking lug nuts. You don't have to worry about them taking your wheels. That's something you can add. A very low cost option. You give you a special lug nut that would put on each of the 4 wheels, and the wrench that would go with it would be included as well. So those are your different accessories you can get. Again, you can order them from the factory and they'll ship ahead of time, or from your Lincoln dealership after you get your vehicle. So that's all your standard as well as optional equipment on your Lincoln Aviator Reserve. Very thorough video. We like to call it our complete guide for a reason, so hopefully we covered everything. But I did want to cover the warranties before we leave this video. And the factory warranties on your Lincoln vehicles is a 4-year, 50,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. So great warranty. Also, you get a 6-year, 70,000-mile powertrain warranty as well. So great ways to protect your Lincoln vehicle for a long period of time. Again, you can go really almost maintenance free that way. Also, you can have pickup and delivery. That means you'll pick up your vehicle for service, leave your Lincoln loaner for the day, service your vehicle, and bring it back to you. And that's a 4-year, 50,000 miles as well. And if you maybe don't live outside of the 30-mile radius for that, you can bring your vehicle in. They'll still give you a Lincoln loaner, so you can go to lunch, grab some errands, come back and pick up your vehicle as well. And it will include a car wash, a free car wash as well, for every time you bring your vehicle in for service. So some great features that you're going to get on all your Lincoln vehicles with some great Lincoln warranties. Pickup and delivery is a great service as well. Now check out our inventory at our website, longmacarthurlincoln.com. There on each one of our vehicles. You can check for availability, schedule a test drive. You can see pictures, even a VR experience on every single one of our vehicles. You have payments there as well as lease payments. So check that out on our website. Again, longmacarthurlincoln.com. If you have any questions, you can call or send us a text message at 785-378-5031 or toll free 1-800-874-6316.